Seoul, Korea, 1946. Looks like the Edmonton Parliament building. Seoul, Korea, 1910. Look familiar? That looks like the high school I went to. Again, another picture of Seoul, Korea. And it looks like England or France or any Germany. Certainly doesn't look what you would think Orient would look like. 1920 Seoul, Korea. Except for the rickshaw, you would think that you were in Victoria, BC. Doesn't that look like a picture right out of Hogwarts? Unfortunately, I don't have the age on all of these Oriental buildings, but we can see by the picture that this is quite old as well, and showing another European building. Again, I think I showed you guys a picture of a very similar building in Edmonton last week, Alberta. Wow, isn't that gorgeous building? Again, in the Orient. So this is one of Japan. Castles in Japan, European castles in Japan. So here, let's look at some of these old houses or old buildings from East Jinshin Ancient Pavilion. And let's look at this one. This one they're saying is North Morale. I'm really bad at this. Park, Northern Museum, and they're saying that it is 43 years old. So they're saying they built it. Okay. It looks typical like what you would see here. An old Tartarian building that obviously they didn't build, but we can't go to this place probably to find out. And let's look at, let's see that again. Let's see what this one is. This one says it's 28 years old. Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys. That's what they're saying that they're building right now. You should come over here because we're not building anything like that here. We say we built everything that looks like that around 1900, but they're saying it's only 20 years difference. This one, they're saying it took 24 years to build. Let's find out. It's a church. Is it just because they were poor? But look at that beautiful, oh. Okay. You do see the consistency of this style of building with the bell towers. Here we're in Japan, right? Here's the cross. The cross is up. Intricate. Just even all of this has to do with technology. They're reaching up into the ether and they're pulling out that information. That's what they're doing with all of this. Yes, they are devotional places, but they are designed for healing. That's what they were. They were healing centers. So this next one, they're saying it took 3 years to construct. So let's go and see what it looks like. Again, the Church of God. Wow. Oh, look at this amazing design on this church. I wish we could get that a little better, but we can't here. That's maybe a little better. Isn't that just amazing? Look at all the details, the stonework put in this amazing building. Again, very much European. And So this one says it took 3 years as well. So quick at making all of this. And this is the Prime Minister's office and residence. That's all they're showing us for a picture. That's rather interesting. Building. Very, very castle-like, this one. But they're not showing us very much. It says, I wonder if they've got the Prime Minister's office. They got, no, won't be able to go further. And that was Seoul. And this one is 4 years to build. So they're not even going into the dates of these buildings, at least not on here. And it's hard to, you know, holy moly, look at that. 4 years to build. I have to see the rest of it to be able to properly say, yeah, you know, if we're looking at this part of the building and that's all it is, yeah, 4 years would be about right. But we don't know any more than what we're looking at, do we? Well, now this one, they're saying that it took 29 years of construction. So let's see what this is. And this is just Japanese old shop bank. So this one take 20, how many years? 28 years, 29 years to build. But yet all those other ones like 3, 4, 2. And I don't see anything more amazing. You know, this is what's great about the mud flood. See how this is right here? We've got this right here. It's like these buildings were meant to have multiple. Because if you start going down in these buildings, see the work here, the stonework here. You go down and there's probably another floor just like this under here and another one just like this under here. And every time there's a flood, this is like this was the last one. The next one may take us to here and then the building will only be this big. Well, this one they're saying is 8 years old. Let's find out what an 8-year-old building looks like. That's hard to say. That's 8 years old. That looks pretty old. yeah. Let's just say their dates are a little bit off. Look at this one. Here we go. So 45 years old. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? But again, I have buildings like that all over Edmonton. A lot of them are monasteries or nunneries. Type of, I think it was very similar to a design like this just in the little towns that I've got. And those ones are all said to be late 1800s, but this is 45 years. It's amazing they were building all of this type of Tataria architecture with this magnificent, just look at the design that they put in. Again, the poles all reach into the sky, collecting energy. Every single bit of this is collecting energy of some sort. These buildings were used free energy. Okay, this next one, they're saying 2 years it took them to construct. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, 2 years to build that. 2 years. It took us, it takes me, well, not me, but when we were building houses, say around 2,000 square feet, which would probably be about this much of the house, you know, takes us about 11 months on an average to build. Sometimes you can get it built, 2,000 square foot house in 8, maybe, if all the conditions are absolutely right. You know, so wow, they are amazing. Well, now they're saying 42 years to build the natural treasury design film. So let's see what this building looks like that took that many years. And now we're looking at what it really should take to build a palace. And I bet you this cobblestone is all to that. You know what we're doing. You know what I'm looking at, right? We're looking at a civilization that they faked, said that they built, but they didn't. because this civilization is all over the world, as I showed you in the last video about sleepy old Edmonton, Alberta, how there were so many of these buildings, and I could do half a dozen videos that length showing you building after building in that area that was only supposed to be built all around in 1900 to 1920. Okay, they're saying this one's 45 years old, so I wish there was more information. Obviously, the information they got here is just somebody just grabbed a bunch of numbers and they started putting it in front of it because it's completely untrue. You know, obviously this building, you can see it's attached. It's much larger than what they're just showing us here. We're just showing them what front entrance. But what a gorgeous, gorgeous building that needs to be in New York City, not in Japan. Okay, so this next one is supposed to be 15 years. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, okay. Now that is something that probably took a lot longer than 15 years. It's a museum. I don't know if you can see that very well. Well, what's this? All of this construction further away from the building. Isn't that interesting? Chances are this building goes down into this field, and this would still go down, go down, go down. The Church of Faith. Again, remember where we are. You need to understand where we are. We've been looking at all of these churches, these Christian churches, Singapore, that are ancient. These buildings are ancient. Look at this round. So this building was much larger for this to be down here. Look at that. I wish we had a better view. But again, this building was not built by these people. And this is a Christian church. Isn't that rather interesting? Over and over again. All of these. Are they just designed now? Have they just reassigned them to Christianity? Or were they built by Christians? Something to ponder. Okay, this one's 9 years to construct. And again, this is it says it is, it's a Christianity, it's a church. Again, another one. Seoul, Korea. And this definitely is the red brick with all the design, the beautiful, beautiful design. Oh, I wish we did make buildings like this. You know, these are the ones that the Bible says how you build your home. You know, like there was a literal translation to that, a literal meaning. It wasn't just talking about your faith being strong, like on a rock, but it literally was talking, now that I'm looking at all these buildings, about building them on the rock, building them secure, building them so that they will last when the rains come. They don't wash them away. This is what they were talking about. It's like so much of the Bible is twofold. It has twofold meanings, and this is one of the meanings. These buildings are proof of it because these buildings lived through a flood that didn't wash them away. So the theater took 3 years. That's an interesting building. I don't really want to get into that very much, but can you see this now in Germany, Sweden, Denmark, Seoul, Korea? Did you think of that? Okay, this one they're saying they built in 67, but take a look at this again. Do you think they might have. I wish we got a better view, but again, that does not look like anything that you expect to see in that part of the world. I just want to show you how they are so off. This one's saying that it took 8 years to construct. Let's take a look at the building. Okay, it's just this little tiny shack. So they're just, somebody went by and they said, put down anything you want to put down. I don't care. We just have to fill this page because I think that's what we're looking at. Obviously, this is a very old building, but it didn't take that long to build. Somebody was cheating on their job. Okay, so they're Tokyo University. They're saying it took 8 years to build. I'm saying they didn't build it. I'm saying this is old Tataria. And it's magnificent. Look at how it goes up in layers and how the roof hangs over and this. Like, what is the purpose of this? If not, I imagine that there must be a subtype of sound going through this. A lot of these buildings, as I am finding out, they all work together. They work together, kind of. Some draw energy, some help build energy. This one, I think, would have built energy. I imagine there was some type of an organ or chimes in this building. Very interesting and beautiful. Okay, this one took 4 years. This chapel castle, again, that you should not see in this country, but they're littered churches, the churches of Christ, the ones about Jesus, was very strong all over in the Orient. Well, I'm not really getting it, and I'm not going to bother about how long it took to build and everything, since somebody really should have lost their job over this, but isn't that an amazing manor house that you should see in the English countryside? Oh, look, they show what you expect to see in China and Japan, but it seems like we keep on finding buildings like this. Okay, there you go again. Another. This one probably could be in, I don't know, Milan or... But it isn't. It is here, guys. This is Japan. Japan. Oh, we're right back in Edmonton. No, this is New York. Wait. No, it's not. This must be in Alaska. No, actually, it's in Japan. Here we go. Their Memorial Hall, a very European building again. They seem to really like a European style building because they seem to have built all of their old buildings in that style. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the White House. Wait, no, it isn't. It's not the White House. It is. Yeah, there. On that side of the world. And look at the statue in this. I wish I could get this clear, because that is not even an Oriental person there. I wonder who that one is for. That is interesting. I would love to have a day and have no one else with me but me to be able to go through every cranny of this house. Isn't this stunning? Again, it is not in Europe. It is not in Canada. It is not in the United States. Honestly, what was wrong with their design of their beautiful buildings? Why are they have so many European buildings? It's an English green roof. They got the tin roof going on. The multiple chimneys. I thought that the weather was very temperate, but look at all the chimneys. So obviously when they were building this, it was for a much cooler climate. Interesting, but again, where we are. And this must be Banff, Alberta, or maybe Jasper. No, it's Tokyo. I know you guys are getting tired of hearing this. This page just goes on for all of the different old buildings, European buildings that and churches that were built, who knows, obviously not by the residents of today, in Tokyo in Japan and all of these different Oriental countries, which is so interesting to show the vast amount, because most of us don't get a chance to even, it's postcards, if you even do. How many of you guys even know anybody who's been to Japan? Let me think. Do I know anybody personally? No, I don't think so. Tokyo's Women's University. Oh, what can I say? St. Margaret's Chapel in Tokyo. This is off of, I guess, Tokyo University. Can you not imagine that this would have went down further? That this was only one part of this building? That whole style again. Wow. Unflooded, guys. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, take a look at this one. This one is kind of laughable. It says that it's a sales office. This is what passes for a sales office. Take a look at that, this museum. Now it's a museum, but the gas museum. But I want you to take a look here. It's not a good picture, but I'm pretty sure what they've done in the windows is they brick them up. This was a very common practice, or you'll see a lot of buildings, especially in the older pictures, where a lot of the lower windows, even higher, are all bricked up. And what the story goes that they say is that there was a window tax. So if you had a whole bunch of windows, you got taxed more. So people just went and break them up so they couldn't window tax them. But is that really what happened? Or could it be that we're looking at these people knew that there was something that was going to happen, and you're building your building and you're just going to cover up the windows so that later on you can still use this building. It's not going to get ruined. I think that's probably what all of those bricked up windows, you'll find it all over in the older pictures. And here is another one, gas building. You know, they just don't know what to do, so they got to call them all silly buildings. And I don't know what this was originally built for, but nothing what they're talking about. And these are very, I don't know, this very, just not very clear here, but these are probably original, and they would not, they would have been self-powered. There was a really good video that was done by Flat Earth Britain talking about how we've been gaslighted and how they never went around, especially the cities where they've got all of these, they're saying they're all gaslight, and they had to go and light them in the morning and turn them off at night. You know, thousands and thousands of, that's all people would have been doing constantly, is doing that. They weren't. They were original electric, and they were ether. They were free energy. Now, I bet you this house has a lot of secret corners and cubby holes. That would be great to go and take, and maybe some basements. That might be interesting to look at. But what a beautiful building. Got a little bit of that Orient on it, just a little bit. I'm just showing you, this is what I would have expected to see a lot, because that was kind of the way they built, right? Or at least we see in the movies. Don't see it the other way. Well, isn't this an interesting one? So they're saying water supply reservoir. Okay, that's beautiful. And so I think I'm going to leave you here, guys, so you take a look at what's going on over there and seeing, oh, look at this, it's so ancient. This is so ancient, this reserve, water reserve. Again, another one that I do not believe that we built. So have a great week. I love you all. I hope you stay in love and light and always look at the world a little cynical. Put your faith in Jesus, because that's the only way out here. This is all for fun, and it's for letting us know where we are in time, knowing that the rulers of the world have hidden our history from us, where we are in time and what is about to happen. They are fighting and working really, really hard to distract us from all of the reality. But we know what's going to happen, or at least I do. Things are going to shake up, and all those who put their faith in Jesus will be saved. Live in love and light. Talk to you later.